Yes, it's the Behringer Edge, the shameless rip-off of the DFAM. But before you hit the dislike button, just on principle, I did once own 2 DFAMs, so I regard that as Behringer offset credits. First impressions for what they're worth: it's a nice solid weight, it's quite impressively thin, the controls seem well calibrated, I especially like the high pass filter. Bottom knobs are much better than the awful things in the DFAM, and the colour is not quite as awful in reality as it seems in pictures. Of course, it creates interesting little 8-step techno-y industrial patterns, but unless you just want to create little loops for sampling, the thrill of all that evaporates pretty fast. I think most people will be wanting to integrate it into a bigger setup. I mentioned I once had 2 DFAMs but don't anymore, and the one very big reason for that was what a pain they were to reliably synchronize. I know there's solutions now, but much better to have native synchronization. And of course for that, the Edge has got MIDI in and out and some nice little MIDI divider controls down here. This is a very simple integrated setup. The Edge is running from the MIDI out of the DB-01. There's a master clock coming into the DB-01, it's just passing through. And it does the MIDI reset thing, so if you see the Edge here is currently on this step. If we just hit the pattern here, stop it at any point and start it again, you'll see that it restarts from the start. Now if we just mute the DB-01 for a moment, you can see what the Edge is doing by itself. Now you can also use this clock divider thing here to have a bit of fun. Let's start it up again. I sort of prefer it in this mode because although this is just a very simple short pattern, this one is taking twice the time to cycle through. Now you notice a couple of steps are actually tuned, which is this one and this one I think, and that was done after the sequence was written, just trying to manually zoom in on the correct pitch by ear as the sequence was playing, because if you try to tune up the machine before you start designing the sound, well, you very quickly find that so many of the controls modify the pitch in an unquantized way that any effort that you've put into tuning things up just instantly falls to bits. So the only way to do it, I think, is to just have fun, make your sequence, and then afterwards, if something feels like it should be tuned, well then manually tune it up by ear. And with that, no more talk, let's hear some examples.